This is Crenshaw, Briggs, and VT. We want the touchdown. We not trying to go for 3. And it's best if you get up out the street, because them bulls out the pen and they about to stand.
So this might be a little bit of a weird question, but judging from everything that Cal has been doing and what we have learned from when we had Aaron Wilson on, it seems like he's very much more involved than he used to be in the past in terms of the product on the field, getting involved with the head coach search, grilling burgers for the fans, signing jerseys, hats, and so forth. The jersey exchange program, the time that he came on Reddit and had the Ask Me Anything and actually answered questions, of which I was a participant. So do you think that there's a chance that Cal actually says to the NFL or HBO, hey, you know what? I think it's about time we do another Hard Knocks. Let the fans actually see what's going on, because to get the fans back involved in the Texans again, even when we may be in a losing season for 1 or 2 more years, perhaps that's a way to invigorate the fan base. We've seen what it's done with the Lions. Like, the Lions fans kind of gave up, and then the Hard Knocks episodes and stuff kind of invigorated them, going back to the stadium and talking about it. Do you think that's a possibility?
First, I think that's a phenomenal question. I love that question. Second, yes, I do think that's a possibility. I know his father, Bob McNair, loved when Hard Knocks was here. I loved when Hard Knocks was here. I learned a lot that, I'm inside the building, and I know these guys pretty well. Not as well as the coaching staff, not as well as the other, but I know them pretty well. But I learned a hell of a lot just watching that show, because that show really pulls back the curtain on a lot of things. And there's a lot of stuff that they don't even put up there, that they don't show, that you kind of hear about through back channels, like, oh, well, this was pulled out and this, da-da-da. So, yes, I do think that's a possibility. I haven't heard any active seeking out of that, but I absolutely think that's a possibility. And I think his father, in retrospect, probably wished, I think Bob McNair probably wished he would have asked for that sooner, but he wanted to, he wanted to go by what his GM and what his head coach wanted, and no GM and no head coach pretty much wants to have that intrusiveness, because it is intrusive. But goodness gracious, I think it's wonderful seeing that experience, and nobody can say you're cursed when that happens, because hey, the Texans wound up going to the playoffs the year that they were here. Now, they weren't the 85 Bears, but you got to the playoffs, and the Jets have been to a conference title game, and I'm leaving other teams out that have been winners. You've seen some big time losers too. That's the beauty of that show. It's covered the gamut and covered all ranges of winning and losing teams. But I would love to have Hard Knocks back. If I had my druthers, they'd be there every single year. I think it's great to learn that about and everything that those guys touch at NFL Films turns to gold. I mean, they're the absolute gold standard in entertainment and sports documenting. I think it's phenomenal. It's a great question. I say bring them back. I think I just might go march into the office tomorrow and say, hey, this guy, Brown Chubby Bear, had a great idea.
This is Crenshaw, Briggs, and VT. We want the touchdown. We not trying to go for 3. And it's best if you get up out the street, because them bulls out the pen and they about to stampede.